some of the bits that Mazian dropped. Zalesium, we also had Almacia resubscribe, Janglestorm with a raid, and Royal Blue Wizard gifting some subs. Huge thanks for all the support that everybody is giving here. Let's go ahead and reveal who the next game master is, and I don't think anybody should be too surprised by this one.
Is it me?
No. We have our dear Maikuyama. You just laugh?
It was the sudden appearance of Subterranea guy.
Oh, I love Subterranean guy. He's adorable, okay? Hey, Mike, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. You're actually familiar with this upcoming game, Brosencha, except you played the Super Nintendo version.
Oh, yeah.
And I chose this version because it has hot and spicy sound effects.
You know what? I feel like I've listened to a little bit of the version that you're giving out. Haven't ever actually played it. But I do like spice. Yeah, what else?
Well, I guess I'm continuing my cartoon tradition because this is another game based on a cartoon.
As a matter of fact, yes.
This doesn't sound good.
We've also had multiple versions of this game on Kusogr4nde before. It is The Adventures of Rocky. Oh.
Yes, I actually researched, and this was on the first Kusogr4nde. I didn't know that, but I was like, well, that's far enough back so that no one knows.
So that no one expects.
Exactly.
Mike, you are a bad person looking at this game.
The return. Well, Andy's here, and I had the cartoon game, and I just discovered this game yesterday on my flash cart. And I'm like, this game is so stupid. It has to be in Kusogr4nde.
Wait, so your excuse is that Andy is playing, so we got to make him suffer?
No, it's not just that Andy is playing. It wasn't even that Andy is playing. It's just that I thought this game was so, as McCall would say, dank, and
yeah,
and it had such hot and spicy sound effects that I had to bring this in. This game is actually not that long, but I could see one person finishing, but I could also see no one finishing because the game is really hard and unfair.
No one's finishing. I'm just going to say that right now. No one's going to finish.
Yeah, right. The electro farts really make the experience.
I have
very
a
excited.
visceral and horrible reaction to Rocky and Bullwinkle games, so I'm going to leave voice chat now before I inadvertently say something that will get me banned from Brosencha's channel.
Much love.
Good luck to all the runners, and Mike, I hope this turns out well. Even though it's rocking.
Well, it probably won't turn out well, but that's the point of Kusogr4nde.
Well, not for the runners, it won't.
Exactly.
See you later, guys.
See ya, Faizu.
So this could probably qualify as a later round pick, but I thought this game was so funny, and I thought it was funnier than the game that I was originally going to pick, so I decided to go with this one. Yes, part of it was that it was Andy, but another part of it is that I just think this game is really stupid and funny.
Yeah, I agree. It's... oh my gosh. Yeah, I played this pretty extensively. I know Author Blues and I were racing it.
At a GDQ, and Author Blues did a run at Awful Games Done Quick 2017.
Yeah, I've beaten
He did a run of the inferior version, I would like to say. The sound effects are not quite as spicy in the Super Nintendo version.
I really enjoy spiciness, I want to...
the sound effect to really look out for is Bullwinkles. And if you're wondering who's going to provide audio, it's Kasu, whose Twitch stream is Chaos Blaze.
Yes, I've got all of their streams up.
You should have all that in the PM that I sent you. So.
Mike, you're so good. Good at keeping me informed about all the names and stuff. It's always fun just trying to figure everything out. The first round... we're still getting to know all of the individual players. We didn't, so it's always a bit of work, and it's helpful that you're there. So give me just a little bit. I think I'm just waiting for Chaos to get to a screen that I can capture, and then we should be ready. So yeah, tell me what's going on in your life right now. I know that you've been playing a lot of Super Hydlide.
Yeah, I even rerouted it because it's possible to beat the game at level 13. It's really bad. I'm trying to optimize it. I'm not just routing it, I'm optimizing Super Highlight.
Oh no.
I've also been doing some research into some other possible choices, for not only the first round, but for future rounds. And this is, one of the results I got just searching around yesterday. So it was pretty successful. And other than that, just preparing a bit for SGDQ, because game submissions are going to be coming up in about a week and a half now.
Oh, that quickly?
Yeah, it's I can't remember if it's Saturday or Sunday, but it's not this Saturday or Sunday, but it's the Saturday or Sunday after that.
By the way, how long do submissions last?
I want to say they're up for 10 days. It's on the website.
All right, everybody here, get your runs ready, okay? Record some videos, generally try to do some commentary. Even though we haven't traditionally had a bad game block at SGDQ, I think that if there were enough submissions, we might be able to change some persuasion there.
We do intend, at the very least, on doing the silly block again. We felt like it went pretty well, so at the very least, there's that.
Get your ridiculous games in, everybody. And I don't know, if it's bad, you can just say it's silly. Try to convince them. Be persuasive. Okay, I unfortunately cannot completely move that from Chaos Blaze's screen. I'm not 100% sure what it is. But I think that we are just about ready to roll on this. I hear audio. It sounds like Rocky and Bullwinkle, which may or may not be good.
Seeing a lot of not this game or no, and the only person who said yes was MTI, so that's a pretty good sign so far.
Oh boy, yeah.
Oh, I did say that they're allowed to use continues, and they are absolutely going to need them. Even Andy. As much as a beast Andy is, this game has a ton of cheap and unfair deaths and hits.
Yeah, we're gonna see death after death after death.
Yeah. In fact, you can see death, like, on the first cliff if they don't climb up it correctly.
Yeah, I'd even say that, we're probably gonna see some people game over on the second stage. I think some people may get stuck on the second stage for a long time.
Yeah, the second stage has some really dumb parts.
Wish them the best of luck, because I am doing the countdown in Discord. And they are here to race the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends for Genesis, which apparently has the spiciest sound effects. As soon as I see movement.
If nothing else, Bullwinkle's headbutt is totally worth it. And you will hear it, because you do have to headbutt from time to time in this game.
Okay.
Jump sound effect.
Dunk.
Dunk, dunk.
Wow. Okay, these are pretty spicy so far.
Exactly. This is why the Genesis version is the better version of this game. Alright, so, Kasu's doing what I'm doing. Yep,
oh no!
And she just jumped right off. So you have to climb up there and not jump up there at the very end. You can jump up there to go up faster, which is what I did, and I fell off in exactly the same way.
Yeah.
It looks like Not Electa also died in the same way, and Xantus also died. So the only person who hasn't died yet is Andy. He's doing the smart strat, taking it slow. So the thing is that you have a headbutt, but it's not necessarily the default attack. works on some things and it doesn't work on others, and the game is not good at telling you when the headbutt works and when the throwable objects work.
Yeah, throwable objects are generally the ones that can be used to kill things. The headbutt, less so. Occasionally, you will be able to kill things with it, but most of the time, the throwable objects are for that.
Yeah, and already a game over on Kasu's side, but here's the thing. That's not going to determine this race at all, because there's just going to be a lot of game overs in this race.
Yeah. Because there's just so much damage everywhere. Like, the first stage is already a brutal beginning to this game.
And they're not even on the second area, which is a bunch of, like, really tiny platforms, and you have to be really patient. Like, if you make a blind jump, that is not good. And Andy figuring out that the platforms do break, because you're on a rickety bridge. Didn't you look at the cracks?
So rickety. This game is so bad, I hate it!
It is so bad! I probably should have saved it for a later round, but the sound effects are so good, I couldn't resist!
No, you should not have saved this. This is just a terrible game.
I mean, I had to bring back a classic, right? From Kusogr4nde 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kasu's actually using a smart strategy. Continuing makes you go back to the very beginning of the stage anyway, so there's no real
Andy!
reason to do it. Oh, no! So, here's the thing, like, Andy's known for being a very dominant player, but, like, he hasn't really made much more progress than the other players have.
I'm not surprised, though. Like, this game's jank level is out of the world. Out of this world.
Like, the funny thing is that the controls are not bad. That's not the issue. The controls are actually very responsive in this game.
Oh, yeah.
It's just everything else is so bad. Like, how could you react to that axe and not Electa's screen? It's just like, it just hits you because you can't see it in time.
Oh, yeah.
What is to note... Alright, so Not Electa did learn how to headbutt the rams, but that only freezes them. They still have active hitboxes. But Not Electa did make it up to the cliff, so he has a checkpoint. One bad thing about dying, though, is that you lose all of your throwables, which is actually really bad in some areas.
Oh, geez, I could see that, yeah.
And yeah, and the players are just getting used to, like, what do you headbutt and what do you, throw oranges at. And if you're wondering about Rocky, there's a good chance we might not even see him in this match. He's not until the third stage, which is actually the final stage, because there's only 3 stages, but they're all super long. And he only comes into play once Bullwinkle's captured. And, yeah, I mean, everyone's having trouble on these platforms, and they're also learning about the breakable objects.
No, not Electa!
What's a good thing to assume is that if you are on a single platform, and there is a platform right in front of you, you should just jump to the next platform immediately.
Yes. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Bullwinkle's hitbox is a lot bigger than you would expect.
And it's already huge.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I don't know what you do about the birds. Like, you can't throw things at them because you're climbing, and you can't headbutt them because they just can't be headbutted. So you just kind of have to, either be patient, dodge. What I personally did is I made sure I had enough life, and then I just jumped through them. And you would usually have enough health to get to the next checkpoint, which is probably the speedrunning strat. I haven't seen Author Blue's speedrun, but I assume that's what you do.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of damage abuse. And Andy is on to part 2.
Kasu has made it to the cave section. So both Andy and Kasu are pretty close, although Kasu just died, but the game has a checkpoint right there. So Andy is figuring out how to deal with these mouse robots. You have to hit the little wind-up area with your headbutt, and then you jump over them. But they still pop up after they do that, so it's not that useful. It's really stupid.
This part is terrible. It's just bad.
It is so bad.
So you can kill them. You can kill them with the oranges. It just, you're gonna run out, and you do not get a refill if you die.
Yeah.
Oh, and there goes Kasu into the
Yeah,
pit.
that's a pretty common death because you don't see anything. So this is the one area in the game where you want to wait. Okay, good. Kasu continued because the game does checkpoint at the very beginning of an area. It doesn't checkpoint you like halfway through or anything in that level. So it is worth using continues once you get past the initial climb.
Yeah, technically this is still the first level because the first level is super long.
Yeah. Oh, and spoilers, there's a minecart stage in this level, and and spoilers, there will be deaths, a lot of them.
Yeah. You know, Rocky and Bullwinkle, I think it was the original NES version, but I can't be 100% sure. I think that's one game. I remember that we returned it. We borrowed it from Radio Shack. We returned it because we thought that it was broken. Because it controlled so terribly. Like, we couldn't figure out how to make it control.
Sounds about right.
And Radio Shack's like, yeah, okay, understandable. Get another game.
Andy and Kasu are pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. Kasu just missed that jump. You have to play this part super patient until you get to the really big platforms, and then you have to jump off of them nearly immediately because they just start to slowly descend and then fall.
Yeah, just so you know as well, it's a little counterintuitive in this game when you're supposed to jump off a platform. You do not want to jump while you're going up. Jump while they're going down.
No, yeah, you'd think that would give you like an extra jump boost, but it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Just means you jump from a lower height.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see death
in the cave and just fell to her death because
no, Zant. It's okay. That still is a significant amount of progress. We're waiting for not Electa to get there too.
Yeah, and even though not Electa's behind, like, this doesn't really determine the lead at all because you only have 3 continues in this game. And as you all can see, this game is a death fiesta. So Andy is on the platforms that just fall. And fortunately, he got through them just fine. We'll have to see if Kasu also gets through them.
This place is a nightmare. The speedrun, by the way, is nuts here because you do a lot of blind jumps just to get past areas quickly.
I mean, yeah, you'd probably have to because you can make the blind jumps if you know the timing of the platforms and their positions. It's just that for a first playthrough, you should not do that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's see how Kasu does. Okay, so Andy made it past the platformer. Oh no!
Oh, Kasu!
Okay, Kasu didn't die, but that is a huge setback.
There's one alien in the exit. I love it. There's just an alien hiding in the exit and he kills you. Or tries. Okay.
Alright, so Andy's on the minecart. This part's really bad. It's generally best to duck as default, and let's see how he handles this. And he missed the minecart. So he has to jump on a minecart, and let's see if he does it too early this time, because the game only scrolls down so far, so you have to wait until the game is scrolled down far enough to jump on the next minecart.
Yes, if you're not in the minecart, it'll only scroll so far. Good. He's gonna die to that later on, though. I can almost guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. There's one that goes to the left that can throw him off. There's another that he has to jump on right away, which you basically can't see in advance, so you're probably just gonna die in that one.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's going to be boulders that are going to hit him because you can't really see them in advance, and you have to brake for them. But I don't think he knows how to brake yet.
One thing we haven't mentioned, by the way, are the flags. The flags are the collectible to get a 1-up, and I believe it's 15 flags, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, I didn't know the flags gave you 1-ups.
Yeah.
I was getting 1-ups at times, but I thought it was points-based.
Well...
And Andy doesn't jump in time. It happens to everyone. Oh, so he still has 3 continues. That's good, but he has to start the minecart all over again now.
Not a huge deal.
It's really long.
The minecart has 2 main sections. The first section is honestly a lot better than the second, so what you're seeing right now, dumb but easier. So Kasu is still trying to do the cave. Looks like Zant and Nuttalecta are still climbing the mountain. I'm not too surprised the mountain climb is rough. Nuttalecta has gotten to the cave, though, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
There we go, back to the cave.
Everyone's gotten to the cave. So another
Nice.
stupid thing about this game that we haven't gotten to yet is that after you beat a stage, and I did mention this to the runners, but I should remind them, you go back to the main menu and you have to select main stage again to continue to next stage. I have no idea why you have to do this, but
Wait, what?
yeah, like once you oh, that's really clutch of Andy. He actually got on the minecart right in time.
Nice.
And now he's getting bashed by boulders because why not? He's learned how to break, but he doesn't realize that he doesn't really need it anymore. Andy might actually want to take a death here, just because if he gets hit by anything, he'll be booted back to the beginning anyway.
I'd say it's worth seeing a little bit of the stage first. You know, he
That's fair.
died right there, learning that a boulder falls.
Well, right now, everyone else is just struggling through the platforms.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Oh my gosh, this game is so bad. Zant, though.
It's so bad. But I love the sound effect. Dunk, dunk.
Like, Author Blues and I had both played this quite a bit, and then finally I think we had a really terrible agreement where we were like, we're going to race this at one of the GDQs until one of us beats it. And finally, we both beat it. He beat me, but yeah, we both finally finished the game. That's how you want to go, Claire, by playing Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends?
Oof.
They died as they lived, like a moron.
I mean, there are technically worse ways to go, but there's not many of them. So Andy has made it to the boss. So this boss, there's 2 aliens, and you have to hit each of them 5 times. And they're invisible, and you can only hit them when they turn visible. And their ray guns have super huge hitboxes, and it's really hard to dodge them.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Andy definitely made this look easy. By the way, the momentum that I was talking about, the platforms, it did almost kill Zant at one point. I wouldn't be too surprised if we see other people suffer. Andy is on to the boss, though. And killed one of the 2 aliens. Now, you can't hit them with your headbutt. You have to hit them with the projectile.
Yeah, so that's why the game is constantly spawning oranges for you. Looks like Andy's beat the boss, and
Nice.
that's fortunate because he's actually going to be healed after this stage.
Isn't that nice? Doesn't heal between sections.
Yeah, which means you only get 2 heals because there are only 3 stages.
And
So Andy is on stage 2. Stage
oh
2
no.
is really dumb. So you have to push it down long enough so that Rocky can pass. But if you push it down for too long, you just fall in the water.
It's so good! Andy! Okay.
Andy realizes that's a platform you can jump on. That's good.
And the drips kill you! Oh,
Oh, and now he's realizing that he's stood on a barrel for too long.
this level is... I don't know. This may be my least favorite. No, that's a lie.
I don't
It's
know.
not.
Stage
It's
3
bad.
has some really butt sections. The
skull
vertically
climb.
scrolling skulls.
Yeah, the skull climb is bad. Yeah, Mike, for your answer, I believe you're correct with what you said to Andy. Andy was asking, by the way, about continues and how they work. And if you run out of continues, you have to start the game over, essentially.
Even if, you've made it to the second stage.
Yep.
Oh, this part is horrible. It's not clear what's a background object and what you can jump on with these pipes.
Ish, yeah. If they're red pipes, you can jump on them. If they're not red, you can't. And these fish are pretty much the worst. They're always in a location that's difficult to hit. Andy just waiting for Rocky to show up.
Yeah, so no one else has made it to the minecarts yet, but there's still plenty of race to go, so I'm sure at least two of the other racers. I think all of them will make it to the minecarts eventually.
Oh yeah, I would hesitate to say that they're all going to get past the minecart, but they'll get there. Okay, Andy, that section is particularly rough because she keeps shooting at you, but you have to jump on her barrel as well, so it's very difficult to take no damage.
Matrick, it's a possibility he could beat it, but he's still dying a lot, and I think he has one continue left, and the second part of this stage is very long. And he's still not done with this part, and this part still has some trolls that can really throw him for a loop or kill him. There are definitely some that threw me for a loop. I mean, Andy's definitely a better player than me, but what's funny is that I think I wasn't too far behind him, like, playing this blind, at least on the first stage, which I find really weird. Because usually Andy would be, like, way ahead of me. But, yeah. And if he makes it to the third stage, that entire stage is a struggle. Actually, the first part's pretty easy. But the dungeon is really rough.
Oh yeah, I forgot that the town is part of...
And then he has to figure out the final boss, which I honestly just use an FAQ for, because it's so stupid.
Yeah. So this was actually created by Absolute Entertainment, and it was by former Activision designers and programmers, David Crane, Dan Kitchen, and Gary Kitchen. They made classics...
David Crane made Boy in the Blob.
Yeah, they also made the Ren and Stimpy show, Buckaroos. They also made the game Family Dog.
Oh, God! That was in Kusogr4nde 3, and I played, but it is bad.
Yeah, ooh, Star Trek games, those are high quality. How about Bartman meets Radioactive Man? That was a good game, wasn't it? Oh, Space Ace! Everybody loves Space Ace. Home Improvement, Power Tool Pursuit. Okay, they have some special games from this company.
Okay, I think, yes. So, Xant is actually at the very end of this section. Really doesn't want to die, but I think she made it. Yep, she made it.
Oh, that's awesome.
On the minecarts.
Very nice, Xant. Moving into second place right there.
Yep. And immediately jumps off the minecart. Understandable. It's really stupid.
So I actually don't see David Crane associated with this game, but he was associated with the company. We can blame him.
We can still blame David Crane. And Xant also not jumping for the minecart, because how would you know that?
Oh my gosh. Sorry, one of the designers for this also worked on Ren and Stimpy, Space Cadet Adventures, they worked on Swamp Thing, they worked on Barbie, they worked on Escape from Camp Deadly, they worked on Home Alone. Like, this is like...
Which Home Alone? There's so many versions.
Bart versus the Juggernauts? I don't know which... Let me see. Game Boy and Super Nintendo.
Wait, that's a Bart game that I've actually never heard of before.
You've never played that? Oh, we had it in Kusogr4nde. You shouldn't play it. Just know that.
I mean, that's a pretty safe assumption with most Bart games.
It's the worst one I've played. I think worse than Virtual Bart.
So, what's really annoying about the rats that Andy's encountering is that he can't just crouch and fire at them, because there's a minimum height you throw oranges at, so he has to approach them from below and then throw an orange at them. And he's also running out of oranges, so if he sees any future rats, he's going to be in trouble. And there's at least 3 or 4 more rats coming up, and he only has 2 health.
The problem is their movement is fairly random. When they stop and when they move.
It's very random. It's super random. Alright, but he definitely makes it through that one.
Oh my gosh! The
Has
planes!
to take the hit there. Oh! That's so close! Alright, let's see if he can make it through this rat without getting hit. If he does get hit, he should just try to power through and then make it up. Okay, speedrun strats right there. He might be able to get through those 2 fish without getting hit. Okay. Oh, you can actually headbutt the rats. I forgot. You can. I know you can headbutt the ones in the ships. I just never tried headbutting those rats.
Yeah, you can. It's just
and Andy's
their
playing
hitbox is
super
dumb.
safe because he knows that fish will kill him and he can't headbutt it.
Okay, good.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Andy's smart taking it this safe.
Yeah. This is a good play, because if he game overs, and even if he has to continue, he will start the stage all over again. And now he's waiting for the boat. The boat is always on the left there. I think no matter how slowly you take it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's playing super careful here, which is a smart move.
Yeah, he's dead.
But now he's...
What? Andy!
How did he not get hit?
Holy crap, those moves, they were so good.
And Andy made it to the ship. Which is good, because now he gets to continue here if he has a continue left.
Oh, yep, he does.
Now, here's the thing about the ship. There are no bottomless pits, but it's super long.
And there's also killer ketchup
for
some reason.
To be a 5-minute stage.
Yeah, this is easily the longest stage in the game. Not only
you can't kill those ghosts. You cannot kill those ghosts, as far as I can tell.
Now, there are a lot of flags throughout here. You can get extra lives pretty reasonably. I think you can get 2 or 3 extra lives throughout this section. Now, I can't remember, though, where you start if you die, which we'll probably see a couple deaths, but I think it's partway through, and it can be confusing about which direction you're supposed to go. I actually ended up walking all the way back to the beginning of this stage.
Yeah,
because I got lost.
So I thought I was backtracking at one point just because the background scenery is so samey and repetitive that it's really hard to tell if you're making progress sometimes.
Okay. Now, the bouncing cannonballs that you see, right now there aren't too many that are bad, but they just get worse. And there are going to be tons and tons in very precise orders that you have to deal with.
Oh no, Xant got trolled by the last bit of dynamite.
Oh no!
However, that will prepare her for the minecart during her next round of continues.
Now, Kaos is trying to do jumping the wrong way in this game. Oh, luckily managed to make it work for them.
Yeah. What is deceiving about this set of platforms is that at the very end, you have to make a blind jump to the left once you're... I'm sorry, to the right once you're already all the way at the right wall, and that can throw some people off. That definitely took me like 30 seconds or so to realize. Fortunately, I didn't lose a life from it, but like I could see a person losing a life or 2 from it.
I've pretty much died everywhere imaginable in this stage.
Yeah, you can... I mean, this game is just full of death traps. Andy's doing a really good job. Has not died yet, playing it very patiently, which is smart, because he's on his last set of credits.
Now, we haven't seen the homing ghosts yet. Because guess what? There are ghosts that follow you.
How do you deal with the homing ghosts?
You run. You run.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
That's it. That's the whole secret.
By the
Andy.
way, Andy is probably not even halfway through the ship. Like, just for reference.
Oh, yeah.
It's that long.
Not only that, but he reached a dead end, which may make him question which direction he's supposed to go.
Exactly.
And so
the thing is, the scenery is so repetitive, he could end up backtracking, which he might be doing? It's hard to tell.
There's a new flower there, though, so maybe he'll be able to get through. Just headbutt it. There we go.
To get that flower. Yeah. Oh no, he's in a new area. He's on the gun ghosts now.
Because why not? They fire 3 shots and then disappear. Oh my gosh. I'm stressed.
Oh! Kasu has made it to the minecart.
Nice, Kasu.
So here's the thing, even though Andy's way ahead at this point... Oh, that was so close! That was really good reflexes, though. I think Kasu was the only person who caught on in time to even make an attempt at that jump. But Kasu needs to realize you just duck under to get around that. So even though Andy's way ahead at this point, if he game overs, that gives people a chance to catch up. Still, you know, a little under half an hour for this match, so there's still a lot of time to catch up.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and Nautilekta is back to the cave. It looks like Zant is moving back to the beginning of the cave as well. Okay. There's so much death.
Yep. Yeah, Andy is doing the smart strat, just taking this fairly slow. I don't think he's died since, or maybe he has, but if he has, then he got an extra life.
This is exactly what it's like to
really
be a moose.
Troll life restore right there, because it's such a hassle to get, you almost always end up getting hit.
Yeah.
And now he's on the homing ghosts.
Oh, I hate the homing ghosts. He's gonna get hit by this one.
Yeah, he like, you just have to take hits. In fact, it's better to take a hit and then just run away, rather than to try and, like, wait and dodge it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get the jukes very often, and odds are you're just gonna take more hits.
Yep.
I would say Andy is at least halfway through the boat.
Yeah, I would say Andy's at least halfway through. My guess is 2/3 of the way through. It's kind of hard to determine because there's just so much of this. It's unreal how much of it there is.
We're on to some of the nightmare cannonball sections. Now, if you're standing on the cannon or next to the cannon when it shoots, for some reason you take damage. I don't know.
Yeah, like even standing on the wick damages you, which
is it like the shockwaves kill moose? Moose are weak to smoke? I don't know.
I guess so.
Like, it's Canada. They live very differently there. Andy's doing pretty well when it comes to conserving health. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. He definitely died a lot less than I did in this section.
Now, Callus is doing pretty well on the minecart. I think this is the jump to the left one, and they're gonna jump right if it was their first time, but nope, they managed to go the correct direction.
Once you know about how to tell where the when the jumps are, it's actually not hard to read the jumps. I personally didn't die in that one my first time. But the first one and the instant jump definitely killed me though. Like, those are just total trolls. Okay.
No!
Oh no! Jump too early.
It's okay. It happens to us all.
Yeah.
Especially to Moose.
So I think Kasu is still in third because Xant made it farther in the minecart section.
Okay.
Exactly what Why Bother said, because you'll see the roof of the mine shaft, and that's what tells you where it is.
Yeah.
Dunk. I still can't get over dunk. It makes me laugh.
I hate the damage sound effect. It sounds so grating on your ears. It's just... It really wants to make sure you know that you hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, this game doesn't have goof gas, because the whole game is goof gas. It sounds terrible.
Yes. So, Andy's making really solid progress through the ship. Matrick could be correct. He might beat the game.
Huh.
But we're still not at stage 3. And while the first area of stage 3 is pretty easy, the rest of it is not.
Yeah, I honestly don't see Andy beating the game. At least on
here's
this
the thing. Even if Andy makes it to the final boss, he has to figure out the final boss. And the final boss is so stupid.
It's pretty dumb.
I just gave up and used an FAQ at one point. Wow, that was
a good
really
fight.
fast boss fight. So Andy is on the 3rd stage.
We're still not going to see... I don't know if we'll even see the final boss. I would highly doubt it.
He has 3 lives. It's a possibility. I doubt it too, but it's a possibility. So yeah, now you play as Rocky because Bullwinkle has been captured. And instead of having a decent headbutt, Rocky has this really dumb spin attack.
It's terrible.
It's really terrible. It has no range.
Yeah.
And the thing is, this part's not very hard just because there's a lot of health restoratives, and if you just stay on the roofs, you can just pretty much just be walking to the right the entire time.
Like, this part's almost fun.
Yeah, it's almost like an actual platformer.
I'm trying to think. After this stage, we're definitely going to see after this stage, because it's not too difficult, but you'll see absolute terror, okay? This is what Kusogr4nde is about, the next stage.
Yeah, so... You play the Super Nintendo version, right?
Yeah.
Would you agree with me just hearing the sound effects that the Genesis version is the better version?
You know... Honestly, I wouldn't say it's necessarily better or worse. It's about on the same level, just Genesis and set. I don't know. I don't feel strongly about it, Mike. I have no opinions about this. I don't like either of them.
That's a good opinion to have. You hate both versions equally. That's a valid opinion to have.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, you have beaten this game, though.
Yes.
Okay. So, even though I think we're going to see Andy stuck on the beginning of the next area for a while, I still think there's one section of platforming that's even worse, and it's the section that's right before the boss.
Oh, yeah. That is pretty bad. But we won't spoil it for you all. We'll just let you see it, because it has to be witnessed to be believed.
It's so bad. Well, I don't know if we'll see that, but honestly, as long as we see the next area, I'm happy.
We're definitely going to see the next area, because this area was not hard for me, and, Andy being a better blind racer than me, he's just kind of casually strolling through here. He is taking it a little carefully, which I can understand after the previous stages.
Oh, yeah.
And now he has 4 lives, or 5, since you do have a life at 0. And Xant is on the minecart again. Let's see if she makes it this time. I have faith because she does know most of the traps now.
Okay, Nuttlecta falling! Oh, that was a good fall. Okay, good job, Zant. Zant crossed the pit that ended Kasu's last run.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
and
slow
we're up to
down.
Andy's favorite section.
Oh, so this section is so bad. You constantly have to tap to the outer wall, or else you'll fall down like that.
Because the skulls move
because-
you.
Yep, the skulls move you because they rotate. And until Andy realizes what he needs to do, he's gonna fall down a lot.
Yep, and then you have
He almost
grabby
missed the jump.
hands here.
Yep. Okay, looks like he's figured out what to do with the skulls.
Oh, I'm so jealous of Andy. He's so good at stupid platformers.
He's just good at platforming in general. Alright, looks like he'll make it up here.
Maybe. Oh, there's so many times I fell right at the end. I'm so angry, okay? That probably took me 10 minutes on its own for me to get through, and Andy does it in, like, what, 40 seconds?
Yeah.
Ugh.
There is actually a possibility that Andy will beat this game. He has 4 lives. If he figures out how to trigger the switches and stuff, which it's really stupid how they work, and I still don't understand how they work.
Zant is doing really well in this minecart section, by the way.
Yeah, it looks like...
Oh my gosh. So, you know those platforms that Andy just jumped on. Later, some of them look exactly the same, but they fall.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, those platforms are super thin. Oh no, Xant died. Hopefully she was on... She progressed to a later minecart screen, although I'm not
I believe
sure
so.
if she did. No, it doesn't
No.
look like it.
Ah, drat.
Well, Xant and Kasu are in the same area. The only thing is that I think Kasu has more continues than Xant does.
I think at this point, yes. Yeah, now, nobody is really surprised that Andy is doing as well as he is. He won the last Kusogr4nde.
Yeah, and he was second in the previous one.
And he's won various mystery tournaments. It's just, we're used to this and being angry that he's so good.
Well, I'm not really that angry.
I'm so
But
angry.
You can be angry.
Okay. Oh, and there the platform fell. Which I guess he knows now that they can fall.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. So, it's looking a bit more unlikely that he's going to see the end of the game. Because if he's dying here, he's not even at the worst parts of this stage. This is true. Kasu does have more continues, but Xant has the current lead. But the thing I would say that matters more at this point, now that we're over halfway through the match, is that if Xant can make progress, which... sorry, Kasu can make progress, which she did make it to the next screen, which is good, then she'll be in a better position in stage 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, Polk, it gets worse.
Yeah.
There's more skulls, and they do different things with the skulls, and it's really horrible.
It just gets worse. Like, it's hard to describe just how terribly bad this game is, but...
I'll describe it if Andy game overs before the next skull area. And that remains to be determined because Andy's a good player, but this is a really cheap area. This jump is very doable.
Wow.
Yep, but you gotta time it right. So now Andy has to figure out how to hit the switch and make that bookcase open up. And even after you hit the switch, it's not always consistent that it stays open.
He knows he's hitting a switch.
Yes. That's the easy part. The hard part is determining what the switch does.
Yeah. There we go. And he has gone into this next area, which has skulls, pits, and electric chairs.
Yeah, so the best strategy for this is actually just to rush through it and pray you don't take too much damage. Because if you try to do any sort of timing, or skip the chairs like that, because if you try to do any sort of timing, the timing's just so messed up, you're just gonna psych yourself
It's
out.
so bad.
Like, the developers definitely, you know, did a good job with the mind games here. I mean, Andy's strat is not bad. It's just that, you know, it's kind of a roll the dice whether he gets through without getting hit. Oh, Xant is on the boss, but
Nice.
yeah, unfortunately, that was her last continue.
But that puts her in second.
That does put her in second. Let's see if Kasu can make it to the boss. If I don't know if Xant got any hits on the boss.
Oh my gosh. Andy?
Oh yeah, Xant was in second to begin with. You are correct.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh.
I can barely breathe, like, watching some of these sections because I know how hard they are. Andy,
Yeah,
no!
No!
Oh!
Yeah, you don't want to jump constantly like that. You have to make really precise jumps in the area with the crumbling platforms. It's so bad.
Like, it's ridiculous how precise most of this level is. Oh, and there goes Andy.
Oh no, that's not a good look for Andy beating the game.
By the way, this level just gets worse from here. This is not the end of the pain.
Oh yeah, if you think this is bad, it gets worse somehow.
It's already so bad, though. There's just so much happening. Bats, electric chairs,
Yeah.
spinning skulls,
Like-
these ugly statues.
I don't know what the mini games do. I tried them, and like one I couldn't figure out, and the other one just seemed to go on for a while.
They give you extra
and
lives.
unfortunately, that is game over for Andy.
Oh,
And Andy says, "My sadness is unending." Sounds about right.
yeah. Yeah. Tell
Yep.
me about it.
I don't think Andy can get up to where he was in time. He can definitely make faster progress than he did, but trying to get up there in time would honestly be so many risks that he'd probably end up dying more than...
Yeah, I can't remember what Author Blues' run at GDQ was or how long it was. Like,
He did world record, but at the same time, he's like the only person who plays the game, so...
you know, I thought about doing it, and then Author Blues did it, and I said, okay, that's fine. You do
Exactly,
it.
that's fine. I'll spare you the stress. It's not like Super Highlight where it's like super exciting stress and like every run's different and stuff like that. This is just...
The sound effects hurt. Like, if this game had good music, I might consider playing it more. But no, it doesn't.
It doesn't. And if you're like, oh, well, that's the Genesis. The Super Nintendo version doesn't really have good music either.
No, it's the tunes are the same.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know you could get up the mountain the way that Andy just did, so that's cool.
What did he do?
He, instead of climbing the side of the mountain, he platformed up the middle of the mountain.
Oh, yeah, you can do that, but I just climb up it because I'm impatient.
Yeah. Like, the death
So this is
music.
a bit concerning because
Oh, yeah?
Xant does have a chance to overtake sorry, not Xant. Casa has a chance to overtake Xant, but she's really struggling on the minecart.
Yeah. I know Nuttalecta has been stuck in the cave for quite a while. I'm you know, it's frustrating, but I'm not too surprised. The cave... I think during our first time that we had Kusogr4nde, someone was stuck on this cave for an extremely long time. It's not easy.
No, it's not easy. It is fortunately mostly memorization, so once you memorize this, it's a lot easier to go through.
But you also have to get used to the physics, which I know that some of the players here are used to janky physics. I would guess that some people, especially newcomers, are not used to them.
Yeah, so even though Not Elect has been struggling with this game, he says this is so frustrating but oddly fun. So there you go. It shows that people can find joy even in the crummiest of licensed games.
Ooh, we're at a boss.
Oh, okay. You just have to throw some oranges. Just throw some oranges. No, don't headbutt. Don't headbutt. Throw oranges. Okay, that's a hit. I think Kasu has now made more progress than Xant has, because they hit the boss.
Yeah, I would say so, and...
Wow, they are doing an amazing job of dodging,
well,
right as I say that.
And that's a game over. That opens up the chance for Xant, actually, to move back into second.
If Xant can defeat the boss, then that definitely puts her in second. But right now, Kasu is in second, and despite how long the minecart section is, she still has time to catch up to where she was. Both players. Well, especially Xant, because she's already in the minecart.
I think everybody has the chance to get back to the minecart. Okay, yeah, Xant is currently in the minecart section and making some of the dumb jumps.
So, Matrick, remember when you were rubbing in my face and saying Andy was definitely going to beat the game and everything? Yeah. And to be honest, he was doing so well that I thought maybe he would, have a chance, but...
Oh, no.
Oh, so let me explain the final stage for you. So the final area of the final stage, there's more skulls, but on top of just the single skulls, there's also skulls that... How do you explain it? Like, there's a single skull, and then, it scrolls out to 5 skulls. And sometimes they'll scroll out, 2 on each side. Sometimes they'll scroll out, 4 to one side, then 4 to the other side, and then you have to time your jumps for that. And then there are the rotating skulls that you have to, tap, tap, tap to stay still on, or else you'll fall off. So bad.
I stopped listening because I hate it all.
you're like, I want to keep this memory repressed.
The thing is, you have to go through the room from right to left, and then back left to right as well. It's just that you go higher, and if you fall a single time on the right to left section, you die. If you fall on the left to right section, you can go back to the first half of that, or just die. It's incredibly easy to fall. However, I will say there are a lot of flags in that section, which means you can get a lot of 1-ups as you go through it.
This is true.
But you have to make it at least halfway through the stage in order to get that 1-up. So, you actually have to be good at the imprecise platforming in this game. And then there's so many bats. So many bats.
Yeah. Honestly, the thing in the minecart is just to duck by default.
Yeah.
If you're not sure what's coming up, just duck. You won't dodge everything, but you'll dodge enough things that you can get recovery items to mostly keep your health up.
Luckily, ducking is pretty responsive in this.
Yeah, like I said, the one thing that this game can't be faulted for is the controls. This game actually has really good controls. It's just the everything else that's terrible.
I also hate that you kind of move like a sloth. I mean, it's still double the speed of Toki, but Still, you're pretty slow.
Yeah, you're a bit slow. I mean, jumping's faster, but it's still not that fast.
Yeah, it just makes it really difficult to dodge things.
Yeah. Alright, well, Kasu is struggling with the platforming section, which, honestly, I can completely understand.
Andy taking some early damage on the boss. Now, Andy, nobody's gonna pass where he got to.
No, there's no chance. However, the second is still very much in competition.
Oh, yeah. I could see Zant passing Kasu probably on the next continue, if they keep this up. The unfortunate thing is, I think if you have to use a continue on the minecart section, you go to the beginning of that section. So, oh no! And there goes Zant!
Yeah. Oh no. So, Liz, you call yourself the Genesis Queen, yet you're so afraid of this game. I mean, if you're on a quest to play Genesis games, this is one of them. It does exist.
It's true.
Yes, Cadus is correct. Xant would need to hit the boss at least 7 or 8 times. I don't remember exactly how many times Kasu hit the boss, because there were alternating hits on each alien, but Kasu was pretty close to killing the boss.
Oh, yeah.
Each alien needs 5 hits.
I'm sorry, when this game is on, I'm just always partially speechless, just because I think repressed memories, you know? It's just... It took such a toll on me. Yeah.
In fact, Bangera was one of the people who played this game. He's a GM now, and he was like... He used some very not PG language towards this game, and he was like, I remember that game, it was horrible.
Now, mind you, this is the same Bangera who spent about 2 hours in one single room on Rockman X. And he said, this game is terrible.
I do have to say that Squirrel King was another hot and spicy game. That was definitely a good first pick.
Oh, I loved Squirrel King.
Now I'm kind of wondering to see if I can continue the entire first round picking, like, cartoon franchises and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't know if I want to go with that theme. Do I?
No. Because they're all train wrecks. They're absolute butts.
Exactly.
I mean, you could. Just don't do any Ren and Stimpy. I hate Ren and Stimpy games. I think that's the worst
now
genre.
You're just tempting me, bro. Now I'm just like,
it's the worst.
All the Ren and Stimpy.
The worst genre of video game is Ren and Stimpy, or frankly, Nickelodeon. If it's Nickelodeon, I don't want to see it.
Is Ren and Stimpy or Nickelodeon? You know that Ren and Stimpy is Nickelodeon, right?
I know.
So it's just all under that bad, horrible Nickelodeon umbrella.
Like Rocko's Modern Life, they're terrible. Real Monsters, game's butts. I don't remember what else existed. Oh yeah, what about the Rugrats PS1 games, huh? Anybody enjoy that crap? We played the N64, basically Mario Party ripoff of Rugrats, and, like, I don't think I felt a joy, like, an ounce of joy during the weekend that I played that. It was just very boring and dumb, okay? Like, I felt part of my soul leave as I played Rugrats.
If you want to feel your soul leave and be diagnosed with depression, Sonic Shuffle is a good way to do that. Speaking of really bad Mario Party, I played that game for 20 minutes, and I think everyone, including me, felt depressed playing the game.
Oh, that's cool. I'm trying to
By
think.
the way,
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Nickelodeon really brings out the emotions in you.
Like, I don't know. It was so much of my childhood, but the games, they're so bad. They're so incredibly bad.
They are bad.
I can't think of any others, though. I've repressed them. I'm sure there are some. I'm sure they're just as bad.
Okay, well, both Kasu and Xant are on the minecarts. The only question is, will they get to the boss?
Yeah.
That's really what's going to determine any lead changes here. I mean, if Kasu makes it, that just, and then, defeats the boss, that just secures her lead. If Xant makes it and can defeat the boss, then that means she'll overtake Kasu.
I'm going to go ahead and say Nuttalecta, even though they have been behind quite a bit, they've still been putting in a solid effort, just jumping back into it, even though this game has been a total pile of patootie.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, they've been a trooper throughout this entire game, and somehow they kind of enjoy it. To be honest, I kind of enjoyed this game too. Like, it's definitely way unfair in butts, but like, there's a certain sort of like really stupid, unfair charm to it. And
Yeah.
even though Andy can't make it back to where he was in time, he's making really fast progress.
Oh yeah. By the way, I do want people to know, even though some people do take fourth early on, this does not put them out of the tournament. There is still a chance for them to get back into it. Makes it a little bit more difficult, but, they can still make a comeback. It's not over till it's over.
Oh, Xant's on the boss! And, she has more than one life, so even if she dies... Okay,
That'll
she's
help.
also trying the headbutts. Not a good strat. Just throw oranges.
Yep. Especially since they keep spawning. Okay, Xant, back to the boss. Just gotta deal tons of hits. Yeah, the dropping oranges should be a cue.
Yeah. Should clue her in. She has plenty of oranges now. Not enough to kill them both, but at least enough to, like, get some solid hits in.
Oh my gosh. It's stressful.
The problem is, Xant is trying to play this
Okay,
kind of safe,
okay.
but is staying close to the right one.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
Oh, watch out, Xant! Watch out! Oh, it's down! That's a lead change. Or from third to second.
That is a lead change. Xant is now firmly in second.
And there is no way Kasu is going to catch up at this point. Xant moves from third to second, definitely putting in some last-minute effort to make that change. That is great. I love to see that.
Yeah, so that solidifies the positions. It's Andy in first, Xant in second, Kasu in third, and Nuttalecta in fourth.
Yep. And you know what? That is time. Unfortunately, just a little bit too late getting to the boss for Kasu. But hey, let's go ahead and see what they can do as we go ahead and just relax for a second, chill, and take a breath. Because Andy definitely took the victory and did better at this game than I ever could have imagined. Xant in second, Kasu in third, and Nuttalecta in fourth. Hello, Andy.
Hi.
Hey, so how'd things go? What are your thoughts about the game?
The actual platforming levels weren't horrible, except for the level I game over on. the gimmicky auto-scroller and the gimmicky minecart level were terrible.
Yeah, the
I love the
minecart
minecart
level is bad.
It's so bad and unfair. It's just like, we're gonna make this as blatantly bad as unfair as possible.
Yeah.
Now, you still haven't gotten to the worst part of the final stage, by the way. Which
Oh, that was
you're
the
on
final stage?
Yes.
Oh.
So
But
you know those scrolling platforms in Super Mario World? Like, you know the ones that, like, you know, will be a single block and then, like, 5 blocks?
Oh, yeah. Oh, great. Excellent.
Yep. They're in this game.
Hooray.
Combined with the spinning single skulls.
Hooray.
Yeah, no more electric chairs, though, in that section.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, the electric chairs is just confined to that one screen only.
Yeah, the electric chairs kind of sucked.
Yeah, the best
Yeah.
strat for the electric chairs is honestly just to power on through them.
Yeah.
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 But
It took me way too long to figure out that 15 flags was an extra life. I thought it was gonna be a whole lot more than that.
yeah, you figured that out. Mike never figured it out, so you did better than Mike.
Yep, you did better than me.
Yeah, as soon as I got 15, I was like, oh, that's an extra life. And it was all my last
So
continue
how did
then.
you enjoy the sound effects?
Oh, I mean, they're alright. I mean, the game wasn't the worst I played. It wasn't Baby's Day Out.
mean, yeah, exactly.
Oh my
I was gonna
gosh.
say, I know the worst that you played because you were
Yeah.
very vocal about it once you played it.
Yeah, this was playable.
In
The
fact,
platforming was
you're
awkward, but
significantly more chipper playing this game than you were playing Baby's Day Out. You honestly
Yeah.
sounded very defeated and depressed.
yeah, it was alright. This one wasn't that bad, especially now that I know it's on the final level. It had some questionable level design and a little bit of unfairness here and there, but I mean, it was
Well, you
Pretty-
know that's
pretty
what round one is for. You know,
pretty tame
for,
so far.
for bad stuff, but not too bad.
Yeah, I'm glad, though. You like, honestly, I did not expect you to make it as far as you did. And, like, I know you're Andy, you just demolish games, but still, I hate this game so much. And I'm glad that you showed it what was up.
Well, I certainly tried. There's certainly an attempt there. Well, once I understood that flags gave me extra lives, and also how to avoid figuring out which enemies I can hit with my face and which ones I can hit with bombs, or once I figured those out, it was much easier to, gauge the scenario, just be patient, see what's in front of me.
Okay, if you had to give this game a rating of 10, everybody should go play this, go buy this game, or 0, avoid at all costs, where would you put this?
I'd put it squarely in the 4.5.
4.5. So
Wow, that's a high rating for this game. I would
Yeah.
probably
Well,
rate
it
it
was-
at around a 3.
It was playable. Like, it was really, really playable, and it didn't really...
That's true. The controls
Like-
are not bad.
Yeah, it really weren't.
not outwardly offensive. Well,
Yeah, it
In
was
some
certainly
ways.
offensive, but it was just like... it was like getting poked with a needle in the hand, and you're like, ow, but this doesn't hurt that much.
like
It
stupid
was
needles.
a mild, discomforting smell, but it
Yes.
didn't make you leave the room.
That is correct.
Yeah, I think I raged against the game a lot more than you did. So congrats on holding your cool.
I got tilted on that level of game over on. That level wasn't possible.
Well, that is a very tilt-worthy level, and there's at least, I want to say, 1 or 2 levels after that are also tilt-worthy, and the final boss is also pretty tilt-worthy.
I believe that.
Yeah. Well, congrats again. We're excited to have you back for this Kusogr4nde, and hopefully you're
Right.
able to keep doing well. You're going to be facing other people who take first, so it'll be pretty exciting to see how it goes over the next few matches that you have. We do have one more match for tonight, though, so anything else you want to say before we boot you
don't-
off?
Don't play this game.
You gave it 4.5.
It's still
Yeah,
something you should
4.5.
play.
It means it's
You shouldn't
playable.
go out of your way to play it, only if you're forced to play it by Mike Uyama.
4.5, don't play this game.
Don't worry, Andy. I have worse waiting in the wings.
Hooray!
Hooray. Well, thank you, Mike, and thank you, Andy. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of a reveal, because the next Game Master, I don't believe